According to the most recent global happiness study, around 67% of people around the globe consider themselves to be rather happy or even better. Now, on the flip side, that means around 33% of people are rather unhappy or lower. The idea of happiness has always fascinated me, and my definition for it is always changing. And I know that happiness is different for everyone, so naturally, I was curious about what happiness meant to others. We decided to venture off to Santa Monica Beach in Los Angeles to ask strangers if they were happy. I hope you enjoy.
Are you happy?
Always.
What makes you always happy?
Good spirit, good upbringing, everything you think positive in life, you know?
I'd say yes, for the most part. Sometimes not quite, but overall, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say I'm pretty happy.
I am the person that feels like I could never really be happy. But in the sense that, am I happy? I'm happy when other people are happy.
Very happy.
Very happy? I am. Yeah.
And what makes you respond that way?
Good friends.
Are you guys friends?
Yeah.
Awesome. And then what makes you happy?
Well, a lot of what we've been doing this weekend, we're college roommates. We came out here to meet some college buddies from back in the day. And one of the things that's made me happy is just reliving some of the great experiences we've had.
What makes you happy today?
Being alive, watching the sunrise.
You watched the sunrise today. Okay. In the times that you weren't happy, what actionable things did you do in order to get to that happiness level?
Yeah, it's a good question. So I've found that the times I've been unhappiest, sometimes the big things were out of my control, like whether I got the job I wanted or was moving into the place I wanted to be in. And so for a long time, those really dragged down my mental health. And not saying it's easy to get out of that, but what I can control, I did. And so all the little things like making sure I'm working out, making sure I'm eating healthy, making sure that the relationships I do have, I'm making sure I really lean into them and see the importance of them and not always worry about, oh, I want this and I want that and I wish I had this, and look at what I do have and try to appreciate it.
Thinking about myself and doing things for myself, that always helps.
I feel like, at least for me personally, I've always struggled with that. I feel like doing stuff for myself is selfish, or like I feel bad about it. How have you overcome that mentality and like kind of saw it in a much more beautiful way?
Well, actually, I'm still kind of in the same way. I think everybody is. I think there's no person that actually just does that. So it's a long process.
Right.
Then you get up to do it and you start doing it.
What do you use as a gauge to understand if you're happy or not?
Gotcha. My happiness, I would say you don't really have to compare yourself to people. As long as you're content with what you got, then it's all good. Then you just keep on cruising through life.
Yeah, okay. So this might funnel into your answer, but what's some advice for people that you have on, I guess, people that aren't feeling as happy right now?
Gotcha. So sort of tied back to my first answer, just don't compare yourself to others, right? As long as you're content with what you got, then it's all good. Because if you keep on comparing yourself to others, then you're just going to tell yourself, hey, I'm not good enough, right? I can't do this, can't do that. If you keep on putting those limitations on yourself, then...
The number one thing actually is don't give up, because it can get better if you really do believe it can get better and you understand that there are always actions you can take to help it get better. Even if it doesn't seem like they're big actions or that it will help right now, your position that you're in right now doesn't have to be where you will stay forever, and it almost certainly won't be, even if it feels that way.
Dude, those are such good pieces of advice that I hope everyone takes it to heart. I guess I'm curious, like, what advice would you give to people in college in order to form these lifelong relationships? Because it's a wonderful thing that you guys are back together and like hanging out again.
It takes time.
Okay.
So be patient.
I think we always had the vision that we would always stay incredibly close throughout our lives because we were young and we were always in such close proximity. But once you graduate and you go about your lives, that's when it becomes really tough. As long as every once in a while you're reaching out to maintain contact, and this has been 35 years coming. This is the first time that we've all gotten together in 35 years.
Just one last question is, what do you think people don't do enough of these days?
Like meet each other in person, not texting.
I don't think we tolerate one another very well. We just got to give each other a break and account for differences of opinions.
Good one.
Man, I would probably say taking the time to appreciate what they have around them. Maybe I'm projecting, but I know that was a big thing that I had to really work on for myself, and I see it a lot in other people who are like, kind of like I said, where I want this and I want to be here and I want all these things, and it can be extremely hard to take inventory, take stock of what you do have. The cliche of like, I woke up this morning, all those things.
Right.
I know it seems silly sometimes, but when I really step back and I talk to people, it's like, oh yeah, they are, or like someone I know, like they got an accident or something, like they can't walk or something like that. It's like, I'm really lucky when I take inventory of what I do have. And so I think if everyone did that a little bit more, it would just kind of help the world out,
Oh, that's a good question. What are people not doing enough of these days?
Yeah.
Taking a moment to breathe, right? Life moves too fast, right? With the way things are moving nowadays. But instant gratification, right? So tying into maybe like fast food, right? With fast food, everything's done really fast, or even like music, right? Or the internet, everything's at your fingertips. So with everything moving so fast, you kind of just get caught up with how fast life moves. And if you just take a breather, sit down, relax, take a deep breath, and everything won't be as overwhelming.
If they have kids, not hugging them and playing with them, right?
Yeah, you're breaking my heart right now.
Family, that's still alive, not dedicating time to them,
Yeah.
Another thing, like not being cool with everyone, having like animosity or anger, hate.
So this next question is, the name of our account is What Asian Are You? When you hear that question, what's your reaction? What do you identify as, and how do you respond to if someone asks you that question?
Well, if someone asked me that question, I wouldn't be offended, first of all. You know what I mean? Because everyone's cool people, and I like the determination and the structure of Asian people. It's really cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like very family oriented, very work oriented. Like it's a lot of different things.
Yeah, for sure.
But I've been confused for Filipino, and I have Filipino friends. It's kind of crazy.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But they're real cool people.
So there's no feeling, which is great. Yeah.
No, it's like I feel good.
Yeah.
Someone asked me, hey, okay, I'll just say one.
Amen. Amen. What is your reaction when someone asks you the question, what Asian are you?
Oh, when someone asks what kind of Asian I am,
Yeah.
I'm definitely a little bit thrown off at first, but I know they have generally good intentions behind it. They're just very curious about like my general ethnicity and stuff like that. So I am a first generation American, so my parents did come from the Philippines back in the 90s. So in a way it does throw me off, but in a different aspect, it does make me very proud of my heritage as a Filipino, and then I can explain to them what being Filipino is like.
And how would you explain that in like a one sentence thing? I ask you, what Asian are you? What's your response?
Some people don't know what the Philippines are, who Filipinos are. I just tell them it's the Mexico of Asia. So I think that's one way to put it.
All right, sweet. Well, thank you so much,
Yeah.
man.